Happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of Friday Coffee Q&A. I am so happy to be answering a very great question from a real founder. And she asks, how do you build an app that will reflect your brand? So on this question, I want to challenge you. You should never build an app just because it's the sexy thing to do. You should never do something in your business just because it is a thing that seems to be catching fire and taking off. Why? Because if you are not operating in your zone of genius, right? If you are not really anchored in your why when you're doing these things, right? It's going to take you time to even ramp up to know what you're doing. And who knows, right? The buzz could fizzle out. It could be that your knowledge of something is so shallow that you bottom out in what you can offer, and your customer very, very quickly leaves you, right, without any recurring revenue in your business from them. And so many other reasons, right? We are human, right? And there's so many people doing things that does not inspire them, does not motivate them, does not keep them in the game, 3 years plus. And when we think about entrepreneurship, everyone should understand this. The entrepreneurial phase in business lasts for 3.5 years. It takes 3.5 years for you to really, really understand what you're doing, really understand your market, really start scaling, right? And even commercializing your business where it can be absorbed by thousands and thousands and thousands of people everywhere, every week, right? So I would challenge you and everyone who has similar questions to go back to your business plan. Go back to your business plan where you have identified your mission and your vision, your 6-month vision, your 12-month vision, your 3-year vision, your 10-year vision, and the way that you would want to have impacted and changed the world, much like Netflix has impacted the world and shifted it in a different direction, much like American Red Cross has impacted the world, right, and shifted it in a different direction, right? You need to go back to your business plan so that you can see what your product offerings are and what makes sense, right, for the next level of innovation for your product. You need to go back to your business plan and identify who your target customers are and how they behave. And I keep saying go back to your business plan because you should have a business plan. You should have a business plan. If you are winging it in business, you are wasting so many efforts and energy, right? Because you are just starting and stopping as you feel it as you go. And you're being very, very influenced by your external environment without being anchored in anything, right? So it's very unlikely that you are scaling efficiently, that you are scaling with a plan, that you have targets and benchmarks, et cetera. So you know when you are past a deadline, right, or past a goalpost that you set for yourself in terms of delaying, right, the fruition of those goals, versus ahead of schedule or right on track, or whether a new offer or promo that comes your way is so aligned with your business plan and your goals that this will catapult you to achieving your goals faster. So instead of thinking about how to build an app that reflects your brand, I would challenge you to go back to your business plan and think about what you are in business doing, who you are serving, right? What products are you offering? Who are you offering it to? And what are the best ways to take those things to the next level, right? To bridge you closer to your goals. People who are serving the elderly, if they want the elderly to use their service, right, they could consider an app, right? And they could consider the likelihood of that elderly person, right, downloading and using the app. And they can juxtapose that with other things, such as sending a tablet to the elderly person and maybe preloading it with videos, preloading it with content, like very simple things that you just click this and it goes, much like they use a television today. They could think about, putting something on Alexa or a smart device where they say something aloud, right? And instead of using their fingers, they give a command and then something comes back, right? They could consider doing a monthly newspaper style, something that is very nostalgic for them, where they have a high likelihood of consuming the content. There are so many ways to skin a cat, and I would strongly urge you to think about all of these areas of your business plan that I noted and make sure you are doing the thing that edifies your customer, not the thing that you think makes you look sexy, because sexiness will run out real fast when you're not making money, right? If your target customers are not buying in to what you are doing, okay? I would also say, and this should also be part of your business plan, right? I would also say, you should have a really good lens, a good pulse check on what your competitors are doing. If there are some of your competitors that are starting to uptick and go faster, like understand why, like what did they do? Or is their payment checkouts, better? Is the way that they're corresponding in emails better? Is it that they did an app? Really do assess your competitors and what they're doing, because that could also give you some really smart ideas, because there are such things as bad ideas, and it is fine to fail, right? We don't lose. It's just a win or a lesson, right? But there are some times where you can just learn from your competitors and their spend without having to have it be your spend that goes down the drain. And then sometimes it will be your spend, right? That is fine. But again, I think it's a great question in that you are saying, right, how do I align an app to my brand, right? How do I make it make sense for my brand? And what I would challenge you to do is to go back to your business plan, understand what your core product offerings are, understand who your target audience is, understand what your vision is for your company, understand what your mission is, right? And that should help you get to your answers, because there's so many things that you could do in business. There is not a one size fits all solution, right? And you need to find that through data, right? And the data exists in your business plan. And to that point, I just want to say to folks that the Blaze Business Intensive live cohort enrollment is open right now. Enrollment actually closes in 3 days. So if you want to be in this cohort, this is cohort 5. You should be. I would love for you to be. And we flesh out an entire business plan and some, right? Where you have competitor analysis and SWOT analysis, looking at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and your vision, and your target customers and their pain points, and your products, and your mission, and your elevator pitch. But we flesh out other things such as your business budget and your cash flow projections and your strategy, right? Your strategic plan. Along with these metrics you can use to benchmark yourself along the way. We look into strategic networking. We look into automation. You learn about over 100 different tools that you can use to automate your business today. We do self-discovery and entrepreneurship so that you can make sure your business plan is actually anchored on your most profitable skills. So the Blaze Business Intensive is very, very robust. Enrollment is open right now for cohort 5, and I would strongly recommend that you enroll for this cohort to get after these questions that you have, right? And some of you have questions that are adjacent to this or tangential to this, right? The Blaze Business Intensive can walk you through. It is live teaching with me. And there's space for you, your questions, your concerns, your worries, your hurts, right? Things that need to be healed. We do all of that. So if you're interested, go to blazeknowledgeacademy.com/cohort5, the number 5. Again, that is blazeknowledgeacademy.com/cohort5. All right, love and light. I'll see you next time.